Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how I refill my ion carts. I've got a pack of blank carts here, my favorite bottled juice, vanilla. I use needle nose tweezers, they're a little bit handier, but you can also use a paper clip. Paper clip is just fine. I also need some scissors, so I'll show you why for in a minute. And then I use a syringe for my second method. So I'll open up my carts here. Just grab a couple of them out. Take them apart. Alright, once they're taken apart, I'll use this one for syringe, we'll do that in a minute. So here we go, we've got our cartridge here. Pull out the filler. Now you can see the stock filler is the length of the entire cartridge. Now this is what leads to the problem of it becoming dry, but there's still a bunch of liquid in there. The bottom half will be soaked, but the top half will be dry. What I do to counteract that is I trim about 1/3 of it off. So I don't know if you can see that level in the video, how much I trim off. Might be a little much. Let's do that. Looks good. So we're going to cut that off. And now with this cartridge, I gotta say about this cutting the method, unless you're a heavy vapor and you plan on going through a cartridge in a sitting, or I'd say an hour or so, I wouldn't use this method because it tends to leak a lot more in your cigarette. I mean, as far as the rubber caps are concerned, it's not going to leak. But once you start vaping it, I suggest vaping it pretty fast, because even sitting on the side it can leak out better, but it gives you a lot better vape experience. Now you can kind of experience that, customize that yourself based on your vaping speed, how much of the fill you want to leave in there. So we're going to go ahead and fill this bottle about halfway. I don't necessarily count drops because every bottle drops differently, it's been my experience. So now we're going to put our filler back in there with our half full cart. Now at this point you're going to take the paper clip or tweezers, whatever, and you're going to shove the filler all the way down in there, and then you're going to pull it back up a little bit, and you're going to kind of get a sense for where the liquid's at, but you want the cart to be right about there. See how far it is from that lip? That might be low. Let's try that. See how far it is from the lip there? That's how far down you want it to go. So we'll add a couple more drops because it can use some more liquid. At this point, when you're dripping on the filler, make sure you drip slow to give the time to soak down. Push the cart all the way down again, the filler, and pull it back up. And we can use just a couple more drops. One more. Alright, so that's done. Now you can see the level of gooiness, wetness, whatever you want to call it. You don't want it sopping wet, otherwise it'll flood out. But that's a good level right there. Now we're just going to put this one back together. And we have a finished cart. Now, for the syringe fill method, same thing. Once you pull it out, I'm going to trim it off. But this time I'm going to stick it back in. Now, I don't necessarily like the blue foam because it's very tricky to get the size of the foam piece cut right. I just like to order some blank carts, they're $3, and the syringe fill method actually increases the life of the cartridge, because every time you pull the cartridge out using this way, it just breaks down, doesn't hold the juice as well, and after a few fills it's worthless. But with this, I leave the cartridge in there for a long time, and only when I vaped it too dry does it really start to have a problem. Now we're going to pull out our syringe. You can see a little bit still in there, but I used vanilla on it last time. So now the tops of the revolver cartridges or bottles, they kind of just pop right off. You can see the top there. Now, just tilt the bottle to the side. This needle is really nice because it's bent. It's got a bent nose on it, but even another needle you can just stick it straight. But so now we'll just stick it in there and pull it. Now, it doesn't come out that fast, so you guys got to pull to create some suction, and then it'll gradually fill. You really don't need that much in here. I think we got about full enough. Actually, that's really full. So now we've got our cartridge here. Now you just stick the needle in down the side of the cartridge. So now you've got it all the way in down the side of the cartridge. Try not to catch the filler. Now, just start filling it up. Now with that method, you're going to want to fill it up until you get that same level of juiciness down in there. See that? It's another finished cart. And that's it. That's all I do.